Giving all praise to Yahweh, not Christ, not Jesus the Christ. Anyway, is the breath in Ezekiel 37 the keeping of the commandments? I want you to listen to this. I'm going to make this short and I'm going to move on. I'll say this is a video from 12 Tribes Repent. The Israelites at IUIC take over the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. We ain't playing. Well, they were outside of Barclays Center. They didn't stop the game. They didn't kick Edomites out, nothing like that. But I'm going to let you listen to something. These men right here, the IUIC, which the Israelites, they are brothers. You know, we go back and forth with them because they go off only when they go off. Only when they go off. So this is one of the times they go off. So I want your feedback. I want your feedback. Is the breath in Ezekiel 37 the laws and commandments? Or is that a part of the breath? Is that the breath, the laws and commandments? Because if that's the case, what is Galatians, the 3rd chapter, the first couple of verses talking about? Apostle Paul called the Galatians, oh foolish Galatians. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it so I don't botch it up. Then I'm going to let you listen. Okay, where are these guys at? Okay, here it is right here. So I'm going to bring this, I'm going to slide this blue letter over. So I just want to read it verbatim. Oh yeah, in my last video, this is a side note, I mentioned, I tried to go, I went into the word plowman in Amos 9. Is that the 12, I think, believe it's the 13th verse. The plowman should overtake the reaper, and I went to the root word. Actually, I should have went here. Isaiah 61 verse 5, and strangers shall stand and feed your flocks. This is a future prophecy of other nations being our slaves. And the sons of aliens, strangers, shall be your plowmen and your wine dressers. To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord. As a matter of fact, let me do this. The Spirit of the Lord power is upon me. This is what the Lord read in the temple when he opened up the scrolls in Luke, I believe that's chapter 4. And he said, today this prophecy has been fulfilled. And those Israelites that grew up around him, they tried to throw him off a mountain. That's what it means by, for you Christians out there, he came unto his own and his own did not receive him. But as much as how's it go? As much as he went to, as it received them, they became sons of the living power. That means the Gentiles came in. No, it was talking about the people that he grew up around that knew him. They said, oh, this is the carpenter's son. It wasn't talking about all Israel, because all Israel was scattered throughout different parts of Israel, not just in Nazareth, not just in Jerusalem. If he was in Nazareth, how did the Israelites of Jerusalem reject him? How did the people of Samaria reject him? How did the Jews of Alexandria, Egypt, reject him? How the hell did he come into all of Israel? All of Israel. What about the Israelites that came over here to the Americas, the northern kingdom? So you people don't understand the scriptures. He came unto his own, and his own did receive them not. So being that the Jews didn't receive him, he went to the other nations. No, it was the people that he grew up around, his town people. They said a prophet is not honored, I'm paraphrasing, is not honored in his own town or his own country. Okay? So he read this. He said, preach good tidings. Now in the New Testament it says good news, or the gospel Euangelion in the Greek means good news. They're like good tidings, is good news. Unto the meek, which are the Israelites, he hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted. We are the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives. We were captives under the Romans, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. And that's talking about all of us because we were all bound by paperwork. It's paper yokes to proclaim the acceptable year of Yahweh and the day of vengeance of our power to comfort all that mourn. So we're mourning to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, depression, affliction, that they might be called trees of righteousness. And when are we going to be called trees of righteousness? In the kingdom, when the Most High changes us, when the Most High puts the laws in our inward parts, the planting of Yahweh, that he might be glorified in the kingdom. And they shall build the old waste, the house of David being rebuilt. They shall rise up the former desolation, and they shall repair the waste cities and the desolation of many generations. That's going to happen when the kingdom comes, when this man goes down. And strangers, the other nations, shall stand and feed your flock. This is talking about when we're in the kingdom. And the sons of the alien strangers shall be your plowmen and your wine dressers. So what is a plowman and a wine dresser? Now it says in Amos 9, the plowman shall overtake the reaper. We are the plowmen. We are the slaves. We're under this man's foot. But he's going to be under our feet. So let me look up the word plowman. Plowman is a car. Plowman, husbandman, farmer, working the land, yet not owning any of it. What does that mean? Working the land as a farmer, yet not owning any of it. What is that talking about? That's talking about slavery. This is what we went when we were, brought over here against our wills to serve slavery in the South. Most of the things that we did was on the farm. We were farmers that farmed the land, but who received the benefit? The slave master. It says working the land, yet not owning any of it. So you didn't get the benefits of it. So that's what that meant. That's what I was looking for. So anyway, let's come back over here. I wanted to go to Galatians. Galatians 3. O foolish Galatians, who have bewitched you that ye should not obey the truth. And the truth is not just the laws. Part of the truth is the laws, before whose eyes Yahweh Shai HaMashiach have been evidently set forth, crucified among you. This only would I learn of you. Receive ye the Spirit by the works of the law, or by the hearing of faith? It's by the hearing of faith. Are ye so foolish, having begun in the Spirit, which is based upon faith? Are ye now made perfect by the flesh, which is the law? That's why the Apostle Paul said what he said in Colossians 2:16. Let no man judge you in meats or in drinks or in respect of a high holy day, which is a shadow of things to come. When are we going to keep the law perfectly? In the kingdom. The breath in Ezekiel chapter 37 is not the law. The breath is the knowledge of the fact that we know that we're the Israelites and we understand these scriptures. We understand the prophecy of the scriptures, and then the law comes in after that. You start to keep the law as you grow in this thing. It doesn't start by keeping the law. See, that's the problem with the scribes and the Pharisees. They were pushing the law, but they really wasn't pushing it. They were pushing the law, but they weren't keeping the law. So that made them hypocrites. So I want you to listen to this, and then I'm going to close. Hope you can hear it. The Spirit of God ain't there. Watch this reading. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 10. Come on. The Lord prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them. The what? The breath. God's commandments came into them. The Spirit of God came into them. And they lived. And they live. They live. Oh, that. Did he live? Proverbs 4:2. We're coming right back there. And they live. God's commandments came into them. The what? From the Lord, as he commanded me. And the breath came into them. The what? The breath. God's commandments came into them. The Spirit of God came into them. And they lived. So you heard what he said, and I had just read Galatians 3. Paul called the Galatians a bunch of fools for saying you're going to be justified by keeping the law. So my question is the breath in Ezekiel 37 keeping the laws? Or is it understanding this book, the prophetic parts, ultimately the laws, but the laws will be applied in the kingdom. Right now, it's about faith. The deeper you get in his faith, then you begin to keep the laws. But the Most High ain't dealing with you in the spirit if you're just keeping the laws, because the Lord would have been with the scribes and the Pharisees. Anyway, on to the next one.